Good morning. Sorry, I just had a little tech glitch. I'm hoping that my signal will be more stable with this. Sorry for that. So today we are going to do self-massage and QiGong for the triple heater and pericardium organs. These are organs in the fire element in Chinese medicine. There are 4 of them in the fire element. Every other element has 2. So the heart and the small intestine we did. Now we're doing the pericardium and the sanjiao. So we're going to start today by doing some just massage and some breathing, and then we'll move into a little bit more movement. So right now we're just going to do gentle kind of like wake up your body. So you can be standing up or you can be seated on a cushion or in a chair for this first part. It doesn't matter. All right, here we go. So let's start by some breathing. Okay, so we'll place our hands here on low abdomen. This is that area known as the dantian. Now, just to kind of get a location here, find your rib cage and find your sternum, which is your breastbone. This region between the breastbone and the sternum, breastbone, sternum, and the rib cage, this is sort of the middle, right? If this is low, this is middle. And then up here, this is upper. So you can imagine yourself kind of as a 3-story house. This would be the attic. This would be the second floor. And down here would be the first floor. And so today while we're breathing, we're going to breathe. Obviously the breath is coming in. So you can imagine that there's a window up in your attic and you want to take that nice, cool, refreshing breath and bring it down through the attic, through the second floor, and down to the ground floor, and then back up. That's where the window is. So we're just going to do a couple of 3-part breathing, right? Or 3-place breathing. So we're going to be up, middle, down, middle, up. And this can be on your own, but usually on your own count. But usually when you're doing a kind of relaxing breath, one way to do it that's helpful is to breathe in, say for the count of 3 or 4, and then to breathe out twice that. So you have a nice long breath in, the breath is deep, out, the breath is nice and slow. So I'm going to do that to about the count of 4 and 8. So we're going to breathe in. Last breath out. Now take a nice regular breath. And now we're going to do the type of expanding your abdomen breathing, and we're going to do, following that, reverse abdominal breathing. So we're going to take just about 3 to 5 breaths where we're really just expanding the abdomen with the in, and as we breathe out, the abdomen releases. Take a breath in, regular breathing. And just nice. A nice breath in. Now reverse abdominal breathing, imagining that pearl inside this middle part of your body contracting in from the front, from Ming Men, the gate of life here in the back, and also from the pelvic floor. Those three areas of the triangle, all pulling in with the in-breath and expanding on the out-breath. We'll do 5. Right now we're just doing moderate fire, so you don't need to push. So believe it or not, what we've already done now is woken up the triple heater. The triple heater has a lot of functions in Chinese medicine. One of them is to circulate fluids, but the other is to it's kind of like a boiler system in some ways, but it takes heat, warmth, and fluids through all the stations of our body, and especially heat. And when we activate the 3, we could call them dantian. The three is a big number. So triple heater also can refer to this area here. One, we'd call it lower burner. So there's what we've just done where we're activating fire in the lower burner, the dantian. That sort of, it like pumps the bellows into this, creating activity and fire. When you bring breath into your chest, also bringing heat. You activate your head, your throat, and your upper lungs, another area of heat. So upper, middle, lower burners, right? We'd call them the triple heater. So by doing this 3-part breathing where we're going up, middle, lower, lower, middle, up, that's also a way to activate the triple heater. So last time we left off doing kidney, right? We did this one, and that was water element. And now the next organ after this is the pericardium, and the following is the triple heater. So what we're going to do is we started, remember, the kidney channel came up here. It ended up here about right under the sternum. So it's kidney 27. And then we're going to drop down to just the side of the breast or the chest. And the pericardium channel is on the middle track of the inside of the arm going to the middle finger. Okay, so it travels here through the middle of the arm, middle of the elbow, down the middle of the forearm to the middle finger. C-bands, those things used for nausea that have put pressure on your wrist. Right here, that's at pericardium 6. And the way that you find this, you can push your pinky and your thumb together. You'll notice that the tendons kind of pop out, and it's right in the middle of the forearm. So this is the trajectory that we're starting with. When it comes here to the pinky, then it moves over to the 4th finger on the outside middle of the arm. And that's the Sanjiao, or the triple heater meridian. That comes up the neck, around the ear, and ends up right over here next to the eyebrow. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing by gently massaging. So you can just start by kind of massaging the side of your chest. Sometimes we'll use the pericardium channel also to open the chest. So when breathing feels tight and constricted, it's a great organ channel for that. So by just starting to massage the side of the chest, you can imagine just making space between your ribs for your chest to really expand while you breathe. You can take a couple breaths and see if you can feel your ribs expand with your hand. Okay, now you can take your thumb and your fingers and just squeeze down the arm. Good morning. Good morning, arm. That's my cat. Make a little bit of extra circulation here in the joint, the crook of the arm, pericardium 3. And then down here, imagine if you've been gripping a snow shovel or something. The flexors here in the forearm, they can get pretty tight without you knowing it, and can feel really good to give some massage down that middle. Hopefully nobody's been gripping a snow shovel too much lately. All right, so 4, 5, pericardium 5, pericardium 6, 7 right at the wrist, just there. And now, just like heart 8, pericardium 8 is a wonderful point, and it's found just by moving your pinky right up to your palm, folding it like this. Where your middle finger rests on your palm, that's your pericardium 8. Just really rub on that. You can do big circles rubbing around your palm. Or you can also just do direct pressure into that point. You might find that it's tender. And if it is tender, that's giving you some good information. You can just rub it. And now let's move out to the ends. Left side. Down the middle of your arm. Finding that place right at the crook of the arm, elbow. And the flesh of the forearm. Pericardium 6 is not only good for like car sickness, as I mentioned, but also is a really wonderful point for when you're feeling anxious. So the way that's found is 3 fingers down from your wrist, between the 2 tendons. Pericardium 6, really good for direct pressure when you're feeling a little tight in your chest. Down a little bit now, pericardium 8. Those big circles on the palm. So last week we did kidney 1. We talked about that on the base of the foot. And pericardium 8 and heart 8 are 2 points on the palm that are kind of like the kidney 1 point on the sole of the foot. So what you can imagine is if you were walking on all fours with your hands and your feet, these would sort of be like they're like energetic tree root kind of areas, right? You can just really open those up and also let them be areas that can sort of radiate, right? They radiate heat, they can radiate energy. Down the middle finger, take your 2 fingers and pull. And now we're going to move over here to Sanjiao, triple heater. So this is the 4th finger, and it's traveling between the 4th and the 5th fingers. Right, so right in through there. These points all along the triple heater can be used to treat things far away on the head and on the sides of the body. If you find that they're sore, give them some attention. So you can see I'm just moving down the middle, just like the pericardium is on the middle of the inside of the forearm. The Sanjiao is on the middle of the outside of the forearm. So squeeze that. And we're moving up the back tricep. come up here to the top of your shoulder. Up here on the very top of your shoulder is in the gallbladder channel, just behind that. That's where the triple heater goes. So you can just squeeze your shoulders a little bit. Coming up the neck. Just behind your earlobe, against the jaw line here, behind your earlobe. Very helpful point for the ears and for the jaw. Might give that a little bit of a rub. And up over the ear. And then let's just take fingers and massage the temples. So my fingers are here and through the temples and over to the eyebrows. Right here is 23, the last point on the Sanjiao channel. So you just take your fingers and massage them. Your fingers are just going around in a little circular motion like that. And now you can take your finger and let's go over to the other triple heater channel. Oh, this side. So we were talking about flexors on the inside of the arm. Out here are the extensors. You're helping your fingers extend. And you might find that extensors can be very tight. People who work at office desk environments often find that these are pretty sore, and they're likely going to be more sore on your dominant hand. So whatever side that is, really good. Just really get in there with your fingers. If you find that they're kind of ropey or tight, just a little squeeze. Now through the tricep. And up into the shoulder. Neck. You're here behind your ear. Back over and we'll do a temple massage again. So when I'm doing this, my fingers are just pressing in and rotating in circles with pressure. And you can do bigger circles. You can kind of pull the skin a little bit more. You can do just little ones, whatever feels good. And in here, open your jaw and just pull down. Also a Sanjiao point right in front of your ear. That area gets really tight. All right, so now we have a sense of where our channels are going, and now we are going to move them. So what is the pericardium? The pericardium is actually a structure that sort of surrounds the heart. In Chinese medicine, it is its own organ, and it is the organ that protects the heart. And so the emotion pair that we are considering here today is the pair that reflects defensiveness, which would be a sort of contracted pericardium state. And what we're wanting to bring in is a sense of protectiveness, but with poise, right? So you can be both open-hearted and also protected. With the triple heater, we're talking about this in a number of different ways. Right? We talked about it in terms of location here, but one way that we'll sort of keep in mind with the movement today, which is called Crouching Tiger, Eyes the Prey, is that it's sort of like you can imagine like you know how you can like get something that's wrapped in shrink wrap and it's sort of been vacuum sealed, so the shrink wrap shapes all the contours of it. Imagine that your body has sort of been vacuum wrapped by this membrane, and that is the triple heater. It's like a cellophane that's wrapped every part of you all together. So if we're working with a sense of feeling fragmented or kind of incoherent in our body, the triple heater is going to bring coherence between all the contours of all of our organs, all of our internal structures. And so it's like an internal lining that gathers everything together. So we're going to be activating that, keeping in mind these three areas. So fragmentation on the one hand with a triple heater and a sense of coherence. So to start with our movement, we're going to remember kidney 1, right? Kidney 1. Get your kidney 1 placed on the floor about hip width apart. Sorry, my nose itches. And get your heels anchored to the floor. Drop your tailbone. Extend your back. Feel a little pull up on the top of your head, elongating your spine up. Slight bend in the knees. Arms resting, dangling at your side. Breathe in, shoulders go up. Out, drop. Do it again. Tongue behind the back of your teeth. Lips gently form a smile. Listen and feel. Start waking everything up. We're going to shake for a few moments. When we're shaking, our knees are bending up and down, and everything is loose. Wrists are loose, elbows, arms dangling from the shoulders. Neck is relaxed, letting your head bounce up and down. Imagine anything that's stuck up in the lymph nodes by your ears. By bouncing, you're activating your lymph system, letting lymph flow freely. Does that make this silly thing feel more serious? All right, now we're gonna welcome the 6 directions. So shake down, behind, in front, either side, up to the heavens, down to the earth, and feel. Regulate your breathing. Now we're going to do a little bit of patting. I'm going to bring that tingly feeling through your whole body. So we're doing with padding what we just did with massage, right? We're just a little bit more assertively waking up these channels. But we're going to go through the whole organ system. Neck, ears, head, top, dance rain, so here, tapping is in tapping technique, we're doing eyebrows, temples, right here, cheekbones, down the face, down the torso, down stomach channel. We're going to go down the fronts of the legs, up the inside, sides of the legs, up the inside, backs of the legs. Up the insides, ribs. Take your fists, pound into your hips. Outside of the legs, insides of the legs. Down around to the back. Right there on your sacrum, that triangular bone. At the back, right above your tailbone. On your glutes, and down your thighs. And back up the insides. And then slow it down, back to the low abdomen. And feel. Okay, now we're going to move into our opening movement here, and that is this one where we move our arms up. So get your feet back to about hip width apart. And with an inhale, bring your arms up to the side, palms facing down. On an exhale, rotate your hands. Inhale, hands come up into prayer position. Bring your hands down to your chest. We're going to do 3 moderate fire breaths. That's reverse abdominal breathing. Now let your hands rise up on an inhale. And exhale, your feet come back together. Hands down to the lower abdomen. Rest and breathe. Now the first posture we'll do is for the pericardium. It's called twisting the spine. So to start any of these postures, we just lift up our left foot, place it out to hip width. So that's, you can't see my feet, but that's what I'm doing. And now we're going to start this with our arm through the jacket, pass around the plate, right? When this hand comes up, it's coming around your head, hand on the ear just like this, okay? So your hands will be like this. So it goes, move this chair, oh, never mind. Arm around, and then arm like this. Okay, let's do that again. Arm through the sleeve, pass around the plate, and up to your head. So I'm just going to remind us of what we just did with organ channel. We've got pericardium, right? Stretching it out, contracting it. Stretch it out and contract it. Stretching it out, stretching it out. Your finger, your middle finger actually, is touching right, the end of the pericardium channel is touching right to the end of the Sanjiao channel when it's right here. Right, remember the Sanjiao is over here? Next point or two back is right over here by the ear. So you're actually connecting these two channels right now. And this hand back here is just the low back. And this one doesn't have any special breathing. What we're going to be doing is using our hand, kind of just putting pressure on the palm of your hand to turn your head gently. And as you turn your head, you're going to be breathing in, just natural breathing. And it's almost like you're wringing a washcloth. And as you wring the washcloth, the chi in your spine is going up to your head and down to your hand at the base. And what it's doing is sort of cleaning out this area in the chest. So you'll twist, wring, and release. And when you release, you can just imagine your spine as a conduit for bright light, right? Bright heat, fire, sun coming straight down that central channel from your top of your head down to the base of your tailbone. So you twist and constrict it, almost like you're a little, one of those balloons for balloon animals. And so you're twisting it and then opening it up and letting all that heat and light circulate down the whole spine. So you'll be twisting and releasing, and we'll do that 9 times. Hands come up, back down. We repeat it on the other side. Here, twist, release 9 times, and then up and back down. Okay? We'll do it. We'll go through it. All right. So feet down. Arm out. Pass the plate. So 3 breaths to start with. Make a connection between your 2 hands. Feel a sense of heat or warmth in your palms. And now twist on the inhale. Release, let light flow through. Release 2. This is a really subtle movement. 3, you're not twisting your head any farther than is comfortable. The point is not strain here. 5. 7. Last one. Now you can just let your hands relax and feel for 3 breaths. And raise both hands, touch up, bring it down, arm through the sleeve, pass around the plate, hand behind your head, finger over ear. Stretching up through the pericardium channel, right? 3 normal breaths. Connect your hands. Feel a connection between them. Feel presence in your palm. Now twist gently. On the exhale, release. 2. Like 2 hands are twisting a party balloon. Constraint. Release. Air, chi going up to the head, down to the back. Release. Influx of air and chi from the heavens. We'll say that's 5. 7. And last one. 9. And now just relax your hands and feel. See if you can feel any sensation in your palms or in your fingertip. And then give a little bit of attention to where your pericardium is, which is slightly on the left of your chest, inside the cavity of your ribs. And fill that with some light. Bring your hands to prayer. See if your thumbs can kind of wake up your sternum and connect with that pericardium, which is just about slightly off to the left of your breastbone. And see if there is any defensiveness going on in your life right now. See if you can just breathe in and soften that and offer yourself protection. And we all need protection. Now step out your left foot and feet to hip width apart. Now this is going to be fun for the camera, so I'm going to have to move my camera position a little bit. This one that we're doing called Crouching Tiger, Eyes the Prey. Remember with the heart pose, we did this thing where we went 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we came back. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to turn. We're going to bring our arms up. And as if you're grabbing a big sheet and then pulling it around and bringing it down to the floor. Almost like you're taking a big sheet and you're wrapping it all around your body. All right, so you take that and you wrap it around your body. And then we're going to go down to the floor as much as you're comfortable, okay? So this is our crouching tiger. So just from the beginning, we'll go 1, 2, 3, grab your sheet, 4, bring it back, wrap around your body, 5, 6, knee bent, hands to the floor. So in this pose, we'll do 3 moderate fire breaths. And then what we'll do is the actual movement. And when we talked about the three heaters, right? Lower, middle, upper. As you're doing the movement, you can kind of imagine like each one filling up and filling out. So the movement is this. Right? Fill up, fill up, fill up. So you're making circles with your body, like this. Fill up in the back, up in the chest. And then as you go down, presence in the head. So one thing that the Sanjiao can be associated with is a strong presence of mind, a strong mental focus. I'm just regulating my breath. Okay, so when we go lower, middle, and then we crouch back down, imagine your concentration. This is crouching tiger, eyes the prey. So the tiger sees the prey and all of its focus is directed towards that prey. So Robert Pung says, imagine you're on a rock edge and you see your prey below you and you're crouching down and getting ready to pounce on it. So that's that strong, clear focus coming from the mind. And so that's going to be the triple heater, the third, the upper heater, is going to be strongly focused during that crouch. Up, up, crouch. Up, up, crouch. Okay, so you can really see how there's the 1, 2, 3 focus. And when we're done with that, we'll come back to here, rest for 3 breaths, sort of like start to turn your feet back up to the middle, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side, okay? So get yourself centered on your feet. Over here. One, 2, 3, 4, up, around, back, And crouch down. 3 breaths. Moderate fire. So you're breathing in, tucking that abdomen in. Waking up the fire. And now we're ice and pray. We'll do it 9 times. Strong fire, breathe out. That's 3. Every muscle in your body contracts. 6. Crouch, get ready to pounce. 'Last one. Oh well, maybe next time. Relax your body. Now turn your feet forward and rise up. Now we're going to see if our prey has moved to the other side of the rock. 1, 2, 3, 4. Grab a sheet, pull it around, down to your knees. This is moderate fire breathing, reverse abdominal breathing, 3 breaths. Now we see some prey. Lower jaw, middle jaw, upper. Seven. Last one. Relax. Now bring yourself around to the front and step together. The triple heater is an organ that is in no one place and kind of in every place. So there's no specific place that we point to for the function of the triple heater. Right? It's the metabolism of our fluids and our heat through the whole body. Just stand here, checking with your breathing. If you're feeling anything up in your chest, using that power of the triple heater, what I want you to do is take your breathing and imagine that you're just guiding whatever heat you've generated down and back to the lower abdomen. Feel it in your chest. Guide it back down. Guide it back down. Guide it back down. Good. Now we're going to do our closing series. So we did this, we came down, here. Sorry, do this. So we were breathing and guiding everything back down. Hands are here at the chest. And I'm just going to bring back that imagery of ourselves being the earth, right? And we are interacting with the sun, and we are interacting with the water cycle. So here we are. And with fluid in us, we are going to let some of that steam evaporate from all the fire that we've cultivated. And it rains back down into our earth. And as that penetrates through the soil, go up to the surface, breathing in, reach up, grab a hold of that sun, and direct it down, letting heat clear your upper, middle, lower dantian until it rests below. The power of fire, the power of water, and of all the cosmos is in us. And we are in it. I am in Qi, and Qi is in me. Thank you for joining me today. Next week is going to be the last of our series, and we are going to be covering the liver and the gallbladder. That's in terms of the last of the individual organs. From there, I'll probably just be leading the I Ching in its full form. Not as a teacher, mind you, but as a practitioner. If you'd like to learn more about the I Ching, I strongly suggest you check out Robert Peng. He teaches I Ching online courses about twice a year. So thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next week.